last class the limiting factors and how decisions have to be made under certain situations. The next up is make or buy decision. Now, this decision is taken up by the company with respect to certain limitations or with respect to certain constraints in a factory, right? Whether to make or manufacture the product internally, or if it's available in the market for a lesser price than to buy the product from the market. So, what is this make or buy decision? It is the decision that refers to the problem encountered by an organization when deciding a product or a service should be purchased from outside sources or manufactured internally. Now, as I just mentioned, companies have to make a choice within the capacity of a factory. It can be with manpower or machines, finance. With respect to all this, are they able to manufacture at an affordable or economic price, or is the same product available in the market? So when do you finalize this decision whether to make or whether to buy is based on the price, right? The cost incurred in manufacturing and the cost of purchase from the market. The following situations demand for evaluation of make or buy decisions. So these are the situations, the top 5 situations under which this circumstance is created by the company. The first one was introducing new products. Definitely, when you're introducing a new product or a service into the market, you need to check into a lot of categories, a lot of areas of cost. It's not just about machine or labor or factory, right? It's about marketing. It's about creating a demand in the market. Is there a need for the product in the market? You need to look at a lot of aspects when you're launching a new product. So in that case, if you look out for an option in the market, if the same product is available for a lesser economical price, then you can go for a buy decision, that is purchase decision. The second is the fluctuating demand for companies' products. Now, every company deals with more than one single product, isn't it? It can be with service oriented industries or product manufacture industries. They can have product A, B, C, D. So, out of all these 4 products, let's say a company has only 2 products out of the 4 are fast moving. That means 2 out of 4 are having a good demand in the market. Customers prefer that product. While the other 2 products, day by day, the demand is being slowing down. So in that situation, when the fluctuation in demand is observed, then the company can again come into the situation of whether they need to continue to manufacture that product or whether if it's available in the market to purchase it from the market itself. Third situation is when the organization carries cost reduction program. Now, the best example I can give for this point is what we are going through now, right? Through lockdown or through this entire pandemic that we are going through, many companies have shut down, or many companies are trying to cut down their cost, right? Cost of manufacture or the expenses they need to save. Let's say because of the pandemic, people are working from home. So that means they have to save. Don't need to pay the electricity bill for office, the lease charges for office, rental charges of office, etc. Right? So they're going through a program called as cost reduction program due to a situation. So even at that peak point, the company has to make a choice with respect to the products to buy or to make them. Number 4, deteriorating quality and delivery commitment of the present supplier. So for years, let's say the company is taking supplies or raw materials from one single supplier. So initially for the last 10 years, The supplier was giving the materials of a good or a high quality. But over the years, the quality has been deteriorating. Deteriorating means lowering the quality. That means the quality is not kept the standard, but it is giving low quality raw material. The moment you use a low quality raw material or a defective material, automatically it will impact my finished product. And when it reaches the market and when the customers write a bad review or let's say give a bad feedback, then it altogether affects my company's performance or my company's reputation. So it's better to make a decision now, right? Whether to make the product using a different supplier materials or in order to buy the product from the market. Fifth, the scarcity of funds for investment in additional plant and equipment. So this is often the common problem that companies face is about finances, that is scarcity of funds, right? Today we have the availability, but the efficient usage is actually the challenge for every company, whether it's a tiny industry, it's a small scale tertiary or a service production, irrespective of the kind of industry you belong to, the funds are available. But in case you're not able to efficiently use it, it becomes scarce, right? So in case if you're not having enough funds to extend your factory or open a new plant in order to have an additional manufacturing unit, then your choice will have to go for buying the product from the market. So these are the 5 situations under which usually the company has to come across the concept of making the product or buying the product from the market. That is when it introduces new products, when there is a fluctuating demand, and when there is a cost reduction program, when there's deteriorating quality from the present supplier, and when there is scarcity of funds. So what are the factors that affect this make or buy decision? Number one, volume of production, correct? Are you producing on a small scale or are you producing on a larger scale? So depending upon the volume, right, your decision is going to depend. If you're going to make the product, then you need to make a lot of investment in manpower, in equipment, factory lease, or the factory space, electricity. That's a lot of investment, correct? And now if you're going to do production in a very small scale, then do you think that large scale investment is necessary? No, right? Large scale investment is necessary when you are going to make the product on a larger scale. But if it's only seasonal production or a small scale production, it's better to buy the product from the outside market. Number two, cost analysis. Every company aims at maximizing profits and minimizing the cost. So every company has to look at this factor most as a priority, analyzing the cost factor. Now, as we all know, the cost comprises of fixed cost and variable cost. So we need to understand what company has kind of variable expenses, what kind of fixed expenses do they have, and how much can they save in case they go for a purchase decision from the market. Remember, when you're doing cost analysis, that is the problems on this particular topic, you will have to compare the market price or the purchase price with the total variable cost. Clear? Why are we not considering fixed costs? Because fixed costs will be incurred irrespective of the uh, decision of make or decision of buy. So when you're comparing the cost with the market price, you need to compare only variable expenses, because variable expenses will be avoided or will be saved. I'll discuss about that more when we are doing problems. Number 3, utilization of production capacity. Now, it depends upon whether the company has extra factory, additional factory units, whether they can expand their factory production, etc. If they cannot, then they have to go for purchase option. If they can have the capacity to extend their production of factory, then they can go for making decision. Integration of production systems, that is, everything has to work in a synchronized way, right? It's not just enough if you have a big factory and a big updated machinery and equipment. It is equally important for you to have skilled manpower or even unskilled manpower. Both are equally important in the factory. So integrating is you're trying to bring all these machine, money, people, everything in a synchronized way that works best for the company's objectives. Number 5, ability of manpower. Now, as I just mentioned, skilled and unskilled, the types of labor are skilled labor, unskilled labor, and semi-skilled labor, right? So, in order the company to make the decision of manufacture or purchase, it has to look into its labor point of view. Whether I have sufficient labor to who can work to produce a larger production, or do I have lesser skilled labor so that I have to purchase it from the outside market. So it largely depends on the availability of manpower. Again, it depends what kind of product are you making, right? Is it just a handmade products like some cottage industries or handmade goods, then you will definitely need manpower the most. But if it's more of factory oriented production, then you will need more of machine and skilled labor, or even unskilled labor also would work in that case. Number 6 is secrecy or protection of patent right. Now, what is a patent right? I'm sure you studied in your subject called as business regulations, right? Where there's a chapter called as intellectual rights, IPR. Okay, so there what we study is patent means something that you have created, okay, or initiated for the first time ever. You have invented something, created something, right? And in order for you to protect those patent rights, you need to only manufacture the product. You cannot buy that because nobody else has the right to manufacture that. If you, as a patent holder, have the rights, nobody else can copy it, right? In case they do copy, you can have a legal proceeding against them. Number 7, fixed cost. As we told, cost comprises of fixed cost as well as variable cost. That means fixed cost is the cost that does not change with respect to volume of production, right? So fixed cost, let's say in a particular room, let's say your own classroom, right? If that is the factory, that is the room required for manufacture. Let's say in this particular month, I have manufactured 100 candles, okay? And the rent of that room remains 10,000. So I manufacture and I also pay the rent. Next month, let's say I do not manufacture because there is no demand for my product. Should I still continue to pay my rent? Yes, correct. My rent charges will be the same irrespective I increase the production or I stop the production, etc. So such cost will be termed as fixed cost. Number 8, availability of competent suppliers or vendors. Competent meaning it must be quality oriented materials. That means they are competitive enough. The suppliers itself are competing against one another to provide best quality raw materials. Therefore, the another factor that influences is whether they are enough suppliers in the market who are competent. That means who are providing quality materials. The last one, quality and reliability of vendors. Again, it depends not just upon the materials but also upon the quality and reliability of vendors, right? As we just spoke about it earlier, we need to make sure that vendors after few years do not stop providing quality, but they may start instead giving us defective pieces, right? Or materials with any defect or damage, right? So even the reliability on the vendors, that is the trustworthiness upon the suppliers, is as important on the materials they provide. Clear? So these are the 9 different factors that influence or make or buy decision. Now next is the functional aspects of make or buy decision. Now, what we need to consider before we make a choice, that is to manufacture or to make, is number one is financial aspects. Look into the budget or the money, available money or investment that you have, right, as a company. So first thing first is about the finance. Second is the technological aspects, because can you afford to buy an updated machinery or an updated equipment? Clear? So that is talking about the technological aspects. Is your product updated? Is your product going with the trends or going with the fashions of the changing market around? Number three, marketing aspects. It's not the product does not complete only by manufacturing. The product, even after it reaches the finished stage, it is not completed. When does it complete? It has to reach the customers. And when does it reach the customers? When customers purchase it. And when will the customers purchase? Only when you market the product. Correct? Every day we see that there are so many competitors or industrialists entering into the market with some product or some service oriented. Correct? So we need to also look into how can we make our existence known in the market. In the midst of competitors, in the midst of so many industrialists, we still make to market our products and services. Number four, purchasing aspects. So we need to see and observe the buying or purchasing habits or behavior of the customers. So we need to see what will attract them or at what offer price we need to launch the product, right? So on the purchasing aspects, we need to decide. That means first thing is to look at the selling price, because you have manufactured it. Okay, you need to decide what profit margin you want to attach to it, which together forms, that is, cost plus your profit will give you what? Selling price, that is the purchasing price in the market. Number five, strategic aspects. That means you need to look into the aspects such as the goodwill, the reputation, or what strategies you would want to decide or inculcate in a company so that your existence continues in the market, not just for today, not just for this month or this year, but for the next 5 to 10 years down the line. So you need to launch your products or make wise choices that would at the end of the day impact the company's objectives. Because at the end of the day, why are we taking so many effort is to make sure the companies are having enough amount of, they're trying to make enough amount of profits. The last one is intangible aspect. What is intangible for a company? It is goodwill, reputation, the relationship with customers, relationship with competitors, relationship with the government, right? Relationship with the market or financial institution. These are all called the intangible aspects. So when the company makes a choice in terms of manufacture or buy decision, it needs to look into the reputation of the company. If I'm going to buy the product from the market, will the reputation of my company get affected, right? How will I be able to maintain a good relationship with the government? How can I? By paying timely taxes. And also with respect to my consumers, by taking regular feedback, okay? Or I would say take a constructive feedback and try to work upon them. So these are the functional aspects: financial, technological, marketing, purchasing, strategic, and the sixth one is intangible.